I said I'm going to tell Ghanaians why our lights go off. Okay, please listen and be educated. It's very important. I don't think that I would want to do what the NDC did in opposition, to now run commentary so that people in 4 or 5 years will come and do a few moments later. Because today, everything that everybody in NDC is saying today, there's a few moments later when they were in opposition. Let's clap for the NDC. Yes, the NDC has done well with all the beautiful things that he's saying that NDC has done in the financial space, cleared all this, restored guarantees, done this, paid for this. My question is, why are the lights still going off?
Yes, it's just explained.
No, but my brother, I have been very consistent in every platform because, Moro, I am probably the only one that has been around since 2012.
Yeah.
In this issue, from day-to-day conversation till today, 14 years, I have been consistent to say that when your light goes off, it's not financial, it's technical. And I'm on record, you can never contradict me on that because I'm very consistent. All these things that Ato Forson is saying that you are repeating, that the economy is good. You've come and collected our 1 cedi, please. You've come and collected our 1 cedi. On top of all that, are the lights still not going off? The lights are going off. What Ghanaians want to know is that why are our lights going off if the beautiful financial picture you guys are playing is true? Because you gave us the impression that the reason lights were going off because NPP was broke. And you have now gone and brought the paper. Because that's what I'm saying, that because you sit on the financial committee, you're good at finance, right? So you've now decided to do the F4C. Instead of addressing the energy situation, please let me land.
He's not saying it.
Oh, please. My brother, but that is why he brought what is financial going to be why people like off. What is it? I'm telling you, it has got nothing, bro. Listen, I have been very consistent. Today, they have all the money. They've been collecting before they collected the 1 cedi, they were paying 1 cedi 95 pesos. We're paying 95 pesos in ESLA. The 1 cedi extra makes it 1 cedi 95 pesos. They've been collecting that for the past 1 year. So they have all the money to buy the fuel, to buy the liquid fuel. Before, the NDC will say that NDP doesn't have money to buy liquid fuel. They don't have that excuse because they have all the money. They're saying that the IPPs were old. That is why lights were going off. So they don't have the excuse because according to them, all the IPPs are paid. Right? So why are the lights going off? Why are the lights going off? But no, listen, please. When my brother, and let me make this point. My bro, let me make this point, okay? When the minister speaks, people will call me, oh, the minister has spoken. What is your view? You see, the politics are over. John Jinapor is the Minister of State for Ghana. So he speaks for all of us. I don't think that I would want to do what the NDC did in opposition, to now run commentary so that people in 4 or 5 years will come and do a few moments later. Because today, everything that everybody in NDC is saying today, there's a few moments later when they were in opposition. In fact, how the NDC has conducted themselves in opposition is how not to be in opposition, things not to do. Because, I say, look at his video. Even my brother Jinapor on his own video, things he said that today he's saying contrary. Right? We are in this country where your own colleagues, you've done a beautiful presentation, right? I hope you gave that presentation to Sami Jemfi and Sam George. Because Sami Jemfi stood in this country and said that on Odunia TV, that if light goes off, it's haram. Monsieur. Sam George, today he can't even manage a small communication ministry. Let me make my submission, please. I am going to, let me make my submission, please.
You know, he started his conversation with a very important statement. He said, when problems come, it is important to situate it in its proper context.
I'll get there, but let me also situate it in the context I have. I'll get there. People have been giving, but it's important. It's very important things that people say when they don't understand the situation.
But the circumstances
are not, yes, 100% the same. It's government of Ghana, it's energy sector. Please, when he was speaking, you did not interject. Let me speak. No, but the angle is the same. You were in opposition. Somebody was in power, managed the energy sector. You did all transits, you ran commentary. Today you are in power. That same situation has arisen.
Right.
You are even saying that it's a better situation because you have all the money. My brother. And right, please put that thing I sent you on the screen. Let me tell you why light goes off in this country. And I told you I've been here. And he can answer why light goes off.
I can answer.
Do you know our weather? Our weather. I sat on this platform and said that light goes off because the lights have stopped going off because we are in winter. And people were laughing at me on social media because I said that. The weather has a lot to do with our lights going off. Every time we've had this problem, it's around what time? February, March, April.
Right.
Every time. Napo's time, 2024. When Napo said Dumsor, February, March, April.
But why is that?
Because of the weather. It's the hottest part of the year.
Also, consumptions are high.
Thank you.
And yes, we do.
And that is when, though, forget enough. All these transformers are overloading at that time. Your demand is high. So if you look at that graph that he's put on there, look at the month where it dips. It dips in June, July, August, September.
Right.
Then it goes back up in the hot weather when the Harmattan starts. Then it's the same. Then it dips again in June, July. It dips again in April, May, June. Sorry? Okay. So you see the graph. It dips. What that graph dips. Where it dips is where I can send it to you. Where that map dips is, if you look at the month, it's always the winter. Ghana, we have winter months. Our winter months are May, June, July, August. The weather is so cold, nobody puts on air conditioning, nobody puts the fan on, nobody does anything, right? That is when the weather is so cold. When the weather is hot in this country, where we've always had our peak, our energy peak has always been recorded between December, January, February, and March.
Right.
It's the hottest part of Ghana. It's the hottest time in Ghana.
Right.
So the reason all our energy challenges come around that time is that the reason people keep saying that our transformers are overloading, because you ask yourself, why isn't our transformer problem coming in June or July? Why would Napo say Dumsor here in February and March? Because that is when ECG gets the most complaint of transformer outages, because the weather is very hot, and that is when everybody puts on everything. So the reason our light goes off and that transformer problem comes cyclical every year at that time is between the month of January and April. That is why we have that problem year on year. Today, when I tell people, I sat here last year and I said that this light off that was happening last year, we had similar problem last year. When you guys came in last year around the same time, there were power outages and the light stopped. And I sat here and said the light has stopped going off because we are in winter months, and people were now mimicking me on social media. I said that because it's winter in Ghana. Yes, we do have cold weather in Ghana, and that is when you see in that graph the temperature. And when the temperature drops, the grid loses about 300 megawatts. That is huge.
Right.
If in that moment we have 300 megawatts of demand off the grid, so that is when most of the maintenances were done. If Ghana Gas have to do maintenance, it's done around that time. All the IPPs do their maintenance around that time. So you see,
so your issue is weather.
no, brother,
weather is
please let me make my submission, and please listen and be educated. It's very important. Look, I'm telling you why. You see,
so it's weather.
The weather creates the problem. Because of the hot weather, you are now getting a lot of demand on your grid. It doesn't matter the money you have. When everybody puts on everything at the same time, you overload the system. And that's why the transformer problem in 2024, in 2025, and today, we are talking about transformers. The reason you are talking about transformers, okay, you are shaking your head.
It's not general.
My brother, it's all year round. My brother, but you are in Sagnerugu.
Yeah,
you are there. The climatic conditions in the north is the same thing. Also, it's not in the southern part of the country, but it's NECO. This is ECG. You are NECO. No, my brother, generation, listen. When the temperature drops in the south, it's not the same as the temperature drops in the north.
Yeah.
Let's not say that you should have, my brother, let me make my submission.
I'm just people out there will take
people out there. It is saying that, listen, the reason I put that explanation out there why lights go off around that time is that when you run a network like we have in Ghana, it doesn't matter the money you have. You are going to run through these peak problems every year. Now, when you run through the peak problems every year, what you do is you manage the sector. When it happened in NPP, when Napo now said Dumsor, what was Dumsor? Napo said that we are changing transformers because all transformers, look, a transformer can work very well in July, but there's no demand on it. That same transformer will be tripping in February and March because of the demand on the transformer. So that is when you know that there is an increase in demand, and that transformer needs to be replaced, or that area need what you call an insertion. When that problem arises, that is why Napo now, and then you mentioned it, Dubik at the time, imported all these transformers to say that let's try and look at the long-term solution. Over 12,000 transformers were imported, and about 20 of the BSP transformers were imported to change a lot of these old transformers so that we can expand in some of those areas. So when in those areas where we are in the hot weather and everybody puts everything on, it will not overload the transformers. That is the problem that happened in 2024, that everybody was running commentary on social media. That, if light goes off in Ghana, it's haram. That is why I said that it's the same situation. Because today, the reason I will not blame John Janapo is because I know why the lights are going up around this time.
But
But you see, the problem the NDC have today is the same commentary they ran when lights were going off in the NPP time.
No, but Kojo, it is true. And this is the clarity I'm looking for. These intermittent power outages have been with us for a very long time.
Yes.
So even without the Kosovo problem.
Yes. But let's leave that Kosovo thing out. That Kosovo thing only happened 5 days ago.
Yes, I get it.
We were having power outages.
That is true.
About 2 months now.
I agree with you. So I'm saying that the analysis you're making now, is it in reference to the Kosovo situation?
I'm not talking about Kosovo.
You're talking about generally.
I will get to the Kosovo situation.
Okay, good.
Tomorrow, I said I'm going to tell Ghanaians why our lights go off.
Okay.
And I have explained why cyclically, annually, we have a period where the country is hot. That's why our transformer conversation comes up.
Do you know why I have to ask that question? Because you made a certain statement that what is happening has nothing to do with Kosovo.
No, Kosovo only happened 5 days ago.
Good. So
the 5 days, my point is that, listen, let's leave that Kosovo.
So that the impression is not created as though that you don't even acknowledge what happened in Kosovo.
No, my brother, stop it. When John spoke, John addressed the two situations.
Yes.
He said that there are two problems.
Yes.
One problem he addressed, which was the problem that existed before Kosovo.
True.
Now, if the government admits that the transformers overloaded is a problem, and the ECG has come up with a timetable for changing of transformers across the country, why then this same NDC chairman in Ashanti region goes on radio and says that it is ECG staff in Ashanti region that is sabotaging the government in Ashanti region, and the MD of ECG goes to Kumasi last week Monday and replaced those two managers? Why? When you know the problem why the lights are going off is not a sabotage, when you know the reason the lights are going off is because you have admitted, minister's presentation, you the ECG themselves, and what I have explained, that yearly we have demand surge around this time, and it's not anybody's fault that lights are going off, but somebody will go and sack managers in Ashanti region.